I will.
There's no man's man, no man ever survived. Invisible hands are behind you just now. If you ever win that race against rage, then you became cause it's no man's land. Masters in heavy rain, ultimate flame. Make shots slave, what they done is in vain. Down AK-47, 24/7, but you got 11 persecuted by heaven. Comes with a direction, no indication. You got to let it move first, let it out, let it down, let it inside, let loose, let it in, depress. Let's get it up. Then what you gonna do is drop the hammer down. Drop rhyme, drop hammer, take it like a labor. You got blood all over, ash all over. Spit it out, some game's over. Tear up the fear, the end is coming in. Spit it out like a spear, I'll burn the dread. No soul, robust, be bust. Justice to the man with no life. Tear up the fear, the end is coming in. Spit it out like a spear, I'll burn the dread. No soul, robust, be bust. Justice to the man with no life.
I will. There's no man's man, no man ever survived. Invisible hands are behind you just now. If you ever win that race against rage, then you became cause it's no man's land. Masters in heavy rain, ultimate flame. Make shots slave, what they done is in vain. Down AK-47, 24/7, but you got 11 persecuted by heaven. Comes with a direction, no indication. You got to let it move first, let it out, let it down, let it inside, let loose, let it in, depress. Let's get it up. Then what you gonna do is drop the hammer down. Drop rhyme, drop hammer, take it like a labor. You got blood all over, ash all over. Spit it out, some game's over. Tear up the fear, the end is coming in. Spit it out like a spear, I'll burn the dread. No soul, robust, be bust. Justice to the man with no life. Tear up the fear, the end is coming in. Spit it out like a spear, I'll burn the dread. No soul, robust, be bust. Justice to the man with no life. I will.
Hello and welcome to the show. I am your host, Shànks the Red, and I just sat down. Thank you for coming out. I have some crazy intestinal pain right now, and I don't know why. Because it wasn't there at all, with no signs of it last night, so I have no idea what's causing it. Anyway, so today we are starting the second of three, at least three annual playthroughs on cast. There's potentially 6. There are 3 other games that I might want to put on the cast instead of just playing them myself. We'll see later down the line though. They're not RPG, well, they are RPGs, but they're not turn-based or square. they're BioWare, they're Mass Effect. And not to call Mass Effect an RPG would be a disservice to Mass Effect, because it is. But it is a third-person shooter series, so... The combat is third-person shooter, everything else is RPG-oriented. There's nothing wrong with that. So, we are about to start. We're gonna get right into the game in a minute. One little thing. I did attempt about 10 minutes ago to change the soundtrack for anybody who might come in and want the original soundtrack. Like, and I know specifically the Final Fantasy VIII Steam version, gets a lot of shit in comparison to 7, for its soundtrack. People think it's complete garbage, and I disagree, but I do remember. I don't really, it's been so long since I've played through my PlayStation copy right here, which I was gonna pull out my collector's edition CDs to show that I actually had them, because I mentioned having them earlier, and I didn't show them off. But yeah, if the mod worked properly, which I don't remember the song well enough to make that judgment. It's a sadness, but it's true. But if it sounds fine to me, I'm not gonna fuck with it anymore, so... Hopefully it's the original soundtrack. Anyway, we've been sitting here for way too long. So, I don't know where to stick my face yet. We'll find out in the game. Now I do have 4 saved files on here. We're going to be overwriting save 4. 3 of them are completed games. So those are just gonna be left alone, and we won't get to see them after today, as I'll show. Of course, my controller decides not. Oh, there we go. I'll show them off right now. Now this was with my lower level group when I did this. This is my contrived finish save. This save was only with the lowest levels of my team. I was using well, Renoa wasn't in my team for this group. This is my standard group because I'm like big on story, and Renoa and Squall are a decent... They're the love story, so I like to stick the love story like in the party, because that's kind of what it is. It's important, especially if it's with the protagonist. If it's just a side story with one of the minor characters, I might not care as much. But yeah, in that playthrough I was using Irvin, because Irvin has a stronger limit break for contrived finish. Which the contrived finish, if you don't know, is finishing the game without Squall leveling. He has to stay at 7 the entire playthrough. Now this is my all-time favorite opening cutscene to a game ever. The music, the setting, the words, I'll be here. Why? Everything is perfect. I'll be waiting here. For what? I'll be waiting for you, so if you come here, you'll find me. I promise. What an epic opening. Hi. Now I only like to play this game one way, and we won't really get into it yet because we still got opening, but that's kind of why I didn't play the game last year after I got back into streaming, like really streaming October onward, because I did my playthrough at the end of the year, but it was the contrived finish playthrough, which I didn't enjoy. Hey, how's it going? So do I. You might not love the way I play it though. We'll see. I haven't checked the sound yet. So? Okay, I guess. Okay. Take it easy next time, you hear? Looks like your eyes are focusing. You should be fine. Say your name for me. I forgot I need to open this up. 'Cause I'm not gonna remember to... Why don't you take it easy in training? Next time you might not be so lucky. Tell that to Cypher. That Cypher won't listen to anyone. Why don't you ignore him? You can't just run away. You want to be cool, huh? Well, don't get hurt in the process. Let's see, your instructor is... Quistis. I'll call her now. Just wait here a minute. Quistis, come get your student. Yes, yes. His injury is not very serious. It'll probably leave a scar. Right. Now please come by. Squall, so we meet again. I knew it'd either be you or Cypher. Come on, let's go. Today's the field exam. Squall, is there something on your mind? Not really. Not really. What's so funny? Funny? No, it's not that. I'm just happy. Feel like I'm beginning to understand my student a little. That's all. I'm more complex than you think. And tell me. Tell me more about yourself. It's none of your business. Here we go. This is a better sound check. Yeah. I think it sounds a little loud, but not very loud. Good morning, class. Let's start with today's schedule. Completely forgot what we said. There seems to be, okay. There seem to have been some rumors flying around since yesterday. Yes, the field exam for seed candidates will begin later this afternoon. Those not participating and those who have failed last week's written test are to remain here in study hall. Field exam participants will have free time until the exam. Just be sure you're in top condition. Meet in hall at 1600 hours. I'll announce the team assignments there. Any questions? Oh, and Cypher. Do not injure your partner while training. Be careful from now on. No. Field exam participants, I will see y'all later. Squall, I need to talk to you. So now, this is like the first real control. And we're just gonna go in here and use the tutorial so that I can get my A GS, yay. I'm done. You haven't been to the fire cavern yet, have you? You won't be able to take part in today's seed exam if you don't pass this prerequisite. I was gonna go this morning, but Cypher. Do you have a good excuse? Not really. Then let's get going. If you're not too confident yet, you can review your studies at the study panel. I'll be waiting at the front gate, so come down when you're ready. You can access the study panel from your seat. Oh. Yeah, make sure that's off. That's what I wanted to do. And away we go. I'm late. Wow. Are you okay? There. See, I'm fine. Sorry, I was kinda in a hurry. Oh yeah. Hey, did you just come from that class? Is homeroom over? Oh no. This place is so much bigger than my last garden. Oh hey. I just transferred here. Do you think you could give me a quick tour of this garden? Sure. Woohoo! Alright, let's go. Take the elevator to the first floor lobby and I'll show you the directory. Hello, sir. Well, hey, would you like to have these? My brother gave me these cards, but they're not really my thing. You can have them if you'd like. What? How do you play a card game? I think it'd be best to look at the card game explanation in the tutorial. I don't really know much about it, really. I just said really twice in the same sentence. Yeah! If you want to play cards with someone, talk to them by pressing B3. Well, that's X or square, depending on what system or controller you're playing it on. I'm using this since it's a Steam game. But when I grew up, it was square, because it was a PlayStation controller. But keep in mind, not everyone is a card player. Oh, and by the way, I don't play, so don't bother challenging me. That's the directory. Well, this is it. Palm Garden is pretty big. It's a good idea to check where you want to go and select it here. I have a question. How do you use this? Move the cursor and press B1 to select. Next, I'll give a quick explanation of the various facilities. Yes, sir. You'll find the dormitory to the north. Majority of the students live in the dorms. There aren't too many students who commute. Yeah, I'm in the dorms too. You can rest and change in there. West of the north block is the cafeteria. There are always a big rush for the hot dogs. You better get used to waiting in line. Got it. East of the north block is the parking lot. We usually take the garden car when a mission comes up. Front gate is located to the south. That's right. I had to go meet Instructor Chuff at the front gate. What's the matter? Nothing. Next we have the quad located in the west block. There's a big event. I added big, whatever. Nah. There's an event being planned there. I know. It's the garden festival. It's going to be great. I'm planning to be on the committee. You want to help out too? Let's just continue. South of the west block is the infirmary. This is where you get treated for your injuries, but a lot of students just come here for advice. What's the doctor's name? Dr. Katawaki. There is no S. Stop that. Stop it, me. Now the east block. This is the training center. It's the only facility open at night. It's used for training, and they have real monsters running loose here. If you don't take it seriously, you may end up dead. Just be careful. Okay. South of the east block is the library. There's a lot of material you can look up here, but the terminals in the classroom are a lot more efficient. And you already know about the classroom on the second floor, right? Yep, I remember that one. By the way, the headmaster's office is located on the third floor. You need permission to go there. Another question? What's the headmaster's name? Headmaster Sid. That's about it. Anything else? Got it. Hey, are you taking today's seat exam? Yeah. Then maybe I'll see you again later. I've already finished my training at my previous garden. I'm taking the seat exam today too. Good luck to both of us, huh? Thanks a lot. So, I am overwriting that file because it's never gonna get finished. So, yeah. Student number 41269. Squall? You're that problem child. Don't you have the final seat exam today? And you're making instructor Trep wait. What are you still doing here? Going to the library. I have a question for you. Esther was the country that was governed by the evil sorceress way back when, right? What happened to the sorceress? Did someone overthrow the sorceress? Did we learn about this in class? I think I cut class that day, so I have no idea what the sorceress is about. Darn, I can't remember the name of the book the instructor was talking about. It's too much of a hassle to ask him again. I'll just check out whatever. There's supposed to be a book here. There it is. Yay! Now, there's one achievement I'm missing on the Steam version of this game. It's collecting all the magazines. And I failed that because I missed Occult Fan 4, which is a missable magazine. Each time I beat the game, I always miss that magazine because I forget about it. Little Burke of Timber was tending to his field when he found a dead monster after hearing a loud impact sound. Mr. Burke said it occurred while he was making a fence with steel pipes. Okay, now I don't need to be in the library anymore. Let's go to the cafeteria. It's a kitty. I was gonna pick him up, but I think he heard me talking to him. Cypher? Drink? Can I drink something? Like some water, you know? Ignore. Squall! Can't you see the disciplinary committee's busy? Don't bother us. Yo, it's Squall. Oh yeah. Fujin's gonna treat, you know? Want something? Rage! Nah, man. This is one of my top 3 favorite games of all time. I've put so many hours into this game over the years that I know exactly how I like to play it each and every time to get the best experience out of it for me. So every year I only play it one time, and I do that on purpose because each year I play it that one time, so I end up doing it with the exception of my party members, who I put in my party. Everything else gets played the exact same way, so I see all the story I can remember to do, so that I feel better about the finish. Because then I get everything. No more hot dogs today. Now I'm upset because I missed the Zell cutscene. Or did I? Or it's not really a cutscene, but Zell's supposed to show up here, and I don't know why it's not here. Squalls. Fusion's kinda harsh sometimes, so you better watch it too, you know? What? Oh, it's nothing. Oh, there he is. Do you have any hot dogs left? You're a bit late. I'm afraid we're all sold out. Damn, not again. It's hopeless if you don't get here early. Alright, I'll try again next time. I try to order more, but there's no guarantee. You know, speeding. Let's go arrest that student for violation of academy regulations. Affirmative! Raji, you know? I don't know why, but every time I hear read Rajan's words, I imagine like John Travolta's voice. Not like every voice he uses in movies. I'm thinking of the voice he used in Grease. He's Sandy. Which is more or less his voice, but he like really overdoes his. He really lays his accent down thick. In Grease. What's the matter? I was just thinking. Are you craving someone? No, it's not like that. That's how to be in love. So who's the guy? Come on, tell me. I told you, it's not like that. I have a few things to explain before we head off. GF gives us strength. The stronger the GF, the stronger we become. So here's a brief explanation on junctioning the GF. I don't know why every voice I do that isn't my voice is like straight up southern. Everything okay up till now? You can always check back by accessing tutorial from the main menu. Once we get to the fire cave, I'll explain how to junction magic. Use the command draw during battle and stock magic from your enemies. Be sure to have some stocked. Ready to go? The fire cavern used for the test is located east of here. That's like southern or a bad Jersey. It's now, this is why I know people probably won't enjoy how I play the game, because the moment I get out into the world map, I head straight for this beach and I stay here for several hours. That's just kind of how the game gets played. Ah, damn it. There are so many things I need to change. And I forgot to equip our lightning friend. Now the reason I stay here at this beach is because it's the best AP gain for almost the whole game. Up until like disc 3-ish. I don't really need to hear myself anymore, the sound is fine. My voice keeps getting muffled, but that's me not enunciating. And exerting too much breath when I talk. So it's more my fault, although the microphone placement could probably use work. But there's not much I can do about that. Even if I get it perfect one day, our friends the cats, my house's friendly cats, will immediately decide, you know, that microphone placement isn't very good, or, you know, I think this would look better under the bed. And they're gonna try and move the microphone And it's not gonna work, but they're gonna try anyway. Now I fucked up and I forgot to put Quetzalcoatl, however he pronounces his actual name. I'll look that up on one of my breaks, how you actually pronounce his name. I also didn't go in here. I up everything to fast when I play, and I changed this to active. Because it speeds combat up when everything just moves fast. It also makes it harder to do what I do and just get lost in your brain. Because there is no stopping in the combat except for when actual attacks are taking place. The ATD gauge is always moving unless an attack is actually happening. So there's no time to sit and plan out in between attacks. You have to be doing that shit 2 and 3 steps ahead and reacting to things you weren't expecting. That's how I like to play through Final Fantasy games, is with an active ATB, which I don't think was added until 7. Because it's more involved. It's harder to well, it's easier to justify a loss with an active ATB too, because you can say, well, they attacked when they shouldn't, but they should have, because they had the ability to. Now Shiva has boost earlier than Quetzalcoatl because I forgot to equip him. It was my fault. So boost I learned first because it's cheap. 1, it takes 2 battles to learn. It'll also speed up these battles by at least a turn. Typically. It'll turn all battles into a 1-turn battle with 1 or 2 summons, depending on how far we go. If I learn like summon 40 and things like that before we leave for the exam, god damn it. Now, I haven't played in forever, so my boosting's gonna be a little rusty. It was never that good to begin with, to be honest with you, but it's still gonna be rusty. Now, there are 2 abilities I learned, period. It doesn't matter. But there are also 3 more I've added to that list. I learned card and card mod, period. I always learn card and card mod at the beginning of the game, because I'm going to use that before we head to the seed exam. Now I've added 3 more abilities to that list. Summon Magic 10, 20, and 30. On Quetzalcoatl. He has to learn those 5 abilities before we're done. Now I've done that because it makes it easier to pass the seed exam with a higher score, because you can kill the spider right away, and then it doesn't follow you anymore. You just leave. You lose out on one of the best cutscenes of the game, or one of the better cutscenes of the game, but it makes it easier. So I don't learn Summon Magic 10 before card because I'm not actually going to use card right now. Summon Magic 10 would be more useful because it'll make these fights go by faster. Then I'll learn card. Another thing this does for me, it doesn't necessarily help because I won't get to use Quistis for a long time. But it helps with Shiva, because Shiva's gonna be on Squall pretty much the entire game. The compatibilities of these two are gonna be 100 by the time we're done. So it won't matter for the seed exam, because Quetzalcoatl's gonna be the most important summon at the seed exam. But it'll matter for the Ifrit fight, which is right before the seed exam. And it'll matter after the seed exam for most fights, because there isn't a clear-cut winner. Now, one of the most common criticisms of this game is the draw system. Into the junction system. People don't like how magic connects to stats, typically. It really isn't that much different from 7 when you play 7. Like, very class-oriented, min-maxing your characters. I've done it once or twice. I don't enjoy that playstyle, so I don't. But there are people who do, so you can't ignore it. The biggest difference is it doesn't penalize you for using your magic in 7, because you can lose stats by using magic that's junctioned to your stat. So that is a flaw, and I'm not saying the junction system is great, I'm just saying it's not the worst thing ever. Honestly, it'd probably be the worst system in the, well, no, I don't think it's the worst, honestly. I think it's the worst stat system in the game. I'd rather have static stats, personally, than customizable stats. The customizable stats in a game where you don't have customizable characters doesn't make sense to me. It seems like a waste. I understand it because it lets you pick who's gonna be what in your team. But that kind of defeats the purpose of getting to know your character. It's like you make the character you want to get to know. It's a weird concept to me, which is why I never really understood it. So I like stat systems in the original games, like 1 through 6. Because you didn't get a choice. It was just, you leveled up, and you got stats. That was about it. Now, those did have customizable characters in the first 3 and 5. Well, the first one, the third one, and the fifth one. So the first three odd ones did have customizable characters. You got characters, and they were just well, except for 5, they were just characters. They didn't really have their own names. You named them, in fact. And they had the class systems. All 3 of them had the class systems. Now, I don't really know how long this early grinding is gonna take for me, because there are breaks, etc. But no, that wasn't bad. Most of them aren't turning out like that, and it's because I'm muscle memory wise, I've put way more hours into the PlayStation version. I can't show you, but just on my cards alone I have several hundred hours on my PlayStation cards, but I've deleted files with several hundred hours. I've lost cards with multiple files with 700 hours. So I've put at least 1,000 hours. I'd say upward to 1,500 to 2,000, probably even past that, into this game. And 7, but it's because I didn't have that many games that I enjoyed replaying. Really enjoyed replaying. So, Final Fantasy VII and Final Fantasy VIII really were a huge portion of my childhood. Quite in a literal sense. Quite literally. I'm trying to think of other games I really enjoyed replaying all the time. And I can't think of any, because we had a 64. We got that before I got my PlayStation. And I had Donkey Kong 64, I had Super Mario 64, I had Mario Party, I had Crash Team Racing, which was a fun game. But for the most part, the only games I really enjoyed playing over and over and over again were Final Fantasy 7 and 8. So, those are the games I played over and over and over again. I don't really see anything wrong with that, but it definitely makes sense. Now my game library wasn't really that big, so there weren't many choices to choose from to begin with, but most people wouldn't have picked a game like this. And I just ruined a perfectly good Quetzalcoatl drop. Now next we're going to learn Ice Magic Refine, and why we're going to do that next, we're also going to get Thunder Magic Refine before we finish, even though I didn't mention it on the list of things I want to get. We're going to get both of those because with Card Mod, I can use those refines to get some really powerful magic essentially at the very beginning of the game. It'll be several hours into the game, but story-wise we'll be right there at the beginning of the game. Right after the Fire Caverns. And the reason I'm doing it after the Fire Caverns is a little obvious, but maybe not to everybody. To play cards you need at least 5 cards, and I have 7, but they're all not very good. In the Fire Caverns I can get, I'm guaranteed 1 really good card. I'm guaranteed the Ifrit card. Now, the Ifrit card alone isn't going to win me games. It'll win several games. But it's not going to win me the 2 games I care about, and it's not going to get me all the cards I want. I failed both of my boosts. Fucking god. So Shiva finished Summon Magic 10. So we're gonna switch it to Thunder Refine. Thunder Refine, Ice Refine. Now. She will hit a little bit harder. Not much harder, but hard enough. If I boost properly, which I'm not going to, she could hit very hard. Now, because of all the Quetzalcoatl things I'm getting, she will get Summon Magic 20. I don't even know if Quetzalcoatl has Summon Magic 30, now that I think about it. No, I think he does. He doesn't have GF 30. GF HP. God damn it. I need to grab my strategy guide that I have. Quetzalcoatl now knows card. Or card Summon Magic 10. So we're gonna learn card. That's quick. Oh my god. You can see how compatibility is starting to really affect who goes first, because even though... Damn it. Even though I queued Quetzalcoatl first, I have a major problem with not stopping, even though I've registered the X in my brain. The signal hasn't gone to my finger yet. Apparently. I just have major brain lapses and I don't stop. And on the Steam version, PC, the time it gives you, because there's like zero lag, is nearly nothing. On the PlayStation version, you could see these delayed inputs because it doesn't register the X as being there, even though it is, about 90% of the time, where you could even get 3 or 4 inputs while the X is on the screen. It's really strange. And not very common on this version of the game, because it doesn't work like that. I can get one more battle in before the 6 o'clock break. Maybe 2 or 3, but we're gonna go with 1 and then may call it early if it is. But it's looking like about 2 minutes of battle. Oh, that's nice. The one thing I miss with the Steam version, and I'd like to figure out a way to get it back, I'll have to look into it, is the rumble. I enjoyed the rumbly controller, because it does help make the GFs and things like that feel stronger when you feel it in your hand. Even though it was a little insane, the PlayStation controller could go a little bit crazy with the rumble, especially during Quetzalcoatl's attack. Well, oh, perfect. It turns the sound off when I pause. Let's find something. This works. Thank you for coming out. I hope you're enjoying the show. It might be a little bit of a boring show for most people early on, but this is the most grinding we'll do until like disc 3. So keep that in mind. I tend to be less grindy all the way up until disc 3-ish. Because... oh no, disc 2-ish. Yeah, in disc 2. Which, there are no discs in the Steam version. When we get the garden, when we get the ability to move around the stage, that's when the grinding comes back, but not the same type of grinding. It's different grinding. And you'll understand what I mean when we get there. You might already have an idea if you played the game, because there's something that unlocks when you get the garden that I want to get. That's a little grindy. There's also the Lionheart, the best weapon in the game, that I am grinding out right now at the beginning of the game. And you'll see what I mean by that later too. I can't get it right now, but I can get it by the end of disc 1. And we will be doing that, even though it costs me one of my triple triad cards. So, 5 to 10 minutes we'll be back. We'll be back to grinding, but, I mean, we do it now, we won't be doing a lot of it later. At least until this 2 or 3. Either at the garden we'll be doing some, and then at the Ragnarok we'll be doing some. So that's 2 sections out of most of the game. I think that's understandable. So yeah, when we come back, more grinding. Don't go away. I'm kind of back. So the pain I mentioned at the beginning of the cast is still here, and it's gotten worse. I don't know what the problem is, but I've also got some other things that have come up physically. I think I just need today to rest. So just because I cast this 1 hour doesn't mean I'm counting this as a not missed cast. This is a missed cast because I am leaving now to deal with this. So we're gonna add that to my 6, that makes 7. I really just need to do a full weekend, but I keep just blowing it off. Eventually I'll get a full weekend that doesn't have any issues come up. I don't know what this problem is, this intestinal problem. Hopefully it's nothing I need to go see the physician for. Because I hate doctors. I really do. I hate dentists. And you might have noticed that. Without me having to say it. Hopefully I'll be back tomorrow. If not, we'll have 8 casts to make up. Why not just make it a month? I'll just make up a month in a year and it'll be okay. No. Be casting till I collapse. So thank you for watching if you watched any of this at all. I will try to be here tomorrow. Final Fantasy VIII. I'm really looking forward to finishing this playthrough. I don't know how many of the side missions I'm gonna do. The only one I know for sure I'm gonna do is Odin. And I'm going to get the Lionheart, because that makes the final boss easier. I might also get Eden and Doom Train. I'm definitely getting Doom Train, because that makes everything easier. Eden... we'll see. Getting Eden is a pain in the dick, and it's probably the hardest thing in the game with the exception of Omega Weapon, or the Contrived Finish achievement. So yeah. We'll be back tomorrow with Final Fantasy VIII. The first real Final Fantasy VIII cast, even though we're starting where we left off here. But yeah, I'll be here, hopefully. Maybe you will be too. Yeah.